This is my third video. Sorry I can't get this online before the sale closes. I had technical difficulties. The first part of this video, this series, I uploaded it and I got slow internet. And it takes 12 hours to upload it. To upload a 45-minute video. And the video was 89% uploaded and the power went out. So I had to start over again. So I'm sorry for being late. We'll see what's there. I'm gonna dedicate this series to a very special person too. This is the guy that really got the East Central auction site going, and without him, there's no way that auction would be the success it is. Like, I covered this is the third video, and there's more. There's way more stuff there. I can't begin to do the place justice. I left a lot of stuff out. Could only film for so long and stuff, but let's check this out and then I'll do my tribute at the end. Here's a Massey-Ferguson industrial tractor. It's got, looks like the bucket hasn't been used hardly. Yeah, in fact, somebody just put that on. They put a quick attach mount for a skid steer on is what they did. A lot of people are doing that. This is an industrial tractor. I would think this was a backhoe loader setup and they took the backhoe off the back. But I could be very wrong about that. Might have been built like this. Yeah, you could tell this had a backhoe on it, I'm pretty sure. That'd be a nice loader outfit anyways. So there you go. There's a Cat 953C track loader. Need the windshield bad. The glasses broke right out. Somebody put a John Deere grapple on it, so they must have been using this in a feedlot or something. It's got new top carrier roller. It's even a Cat one, but rails look like they're pretty tired to me. Yeah, those rails are tired. Yeah, the rails, it needs rails. But here's what it is. Track loader for somebody with a ripper on the back. Look at that. Here's a nice old John Deere 7720 with a pickup header. You know, they saw enough of this to put a new tire on it. 24 532s. It's got big rears on it too for one of these. Oh, it does have some rust at the top though, where straw walkers go, but the John Deere 7720 for somebody anyways. Here's a 7010 Case IH combine, 2016 header. This looks like a Victory style pickup. This is a Victory swath master. It's kind of like a Victory pickup, but it's a swath master. This is a big machine. 20.842s are the new size on it, duals. With a big combine. Still lots of hours in it, I'm sure. So there you go. Here's a Cat D8N. This is 1980s, I'd say. The cutting edges and corner bits should be turned. Like these, you can turn them around. I think these ones you move side to side. The edge ones, it's a semi-U blade or straight blade as we often call them. It's not a bad old cat. I think these are pretty decent, I think. Although undercarriages, actually these have had plenty of wear. The pins and bushings probably should be turned. I'm not an expert on high drives. I've always had D8Ks and lower, but I link height looks good, but I know the undercarriage does not last on these like they do on a D8K. I do know that. It's got a big single shank, well it's actually multi-shank, but it's only got one shank in it, parallelogram ripper. These have a 3406 in them for power. Tabs are fairly narrow, they look like 24-inch to me. This one has the differential steer. It's actually not a bad old cat, really. Like, if I wanted to stay in the business, I gotta consider this is still an old cat now. Like, to me, honestly, even though it's a high drive, it's really not updating our D8Ks any. These are an old cat. They really are. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them, but they are an old cat. Now, I may consider owning one of these at some point, but I don't know, man. It's a nice enough old cat, though, it really is. Here's a D6R. This has got a 6-way blade. This would be a sweet rig for... It's got the rods and stuff. This would be a sweet rig. It really would. That'd be updating good. If I got another D6, I would have to consider something like this. It's got a winch on the back. Undercarriage, the leg height looks really good. The segments look good. Yeah, the bushings are good. The undercarriage is really good on this cat. Nice D6 actually. It's got a winch on the back. It says LGP on the dozer. It's not an LGP. It's fairly wide pad though, but it's not an LGP. Oh, why it says that on the dozer unless it may not be a Caterpillar dozer. The 6-way blade may have been added to it afterward. The 6-way blade is a good thing on the cat. They really are. Cutting edges, there again, the cutting edges are worse. Some they'd probably run longer, but there's another turn on them. So there you go. I'm not gonna go through excavators, but there you go. Now here's a nice combine. It's an IH 1440 combine, so it's a little guy. Well, 1420 is a little guy, but it does need some work on the fingers though for the auger. But they sent a new feeder chain with it. It looks like it's been in the shed all the time. You gotta remember, this thing's 45 years old. It's got 23 126 tires. This is a nice combine, it really is. And I hope the stupid dumbasses who smash these things up for fun don't ever get a hold of this, because a small farmer should get this. I really believe that. It's too nice a combine to see that happen to it. This thing will go to work. This thing still got this thing still got work life. It still has life left in it. Rubber's good on it and everything. It's a very nice combine for somebody. It really is. It's got a pickup header. There's nothing wrong with this at all. Here's an Allis-Chalmers 190 missing the front wheel. It's actually, the tin's not that bad on it. Cab has seen better days. Rear tires are good, 18-434. Yeah, both are good. It's got part of a 3-point hitch, but the arms are gone. Be worth buying this tractor just for the tires, to be honest with you. Yeah, cab has definitely seen better days, but comes with the tire. I don't know if the hub's with it. Front tires are tired anyways, but it's an Allis-Chalmers 190 fixer-upper for somebody anyway. Here's a John Deere 4010, I believe. Muffler's a little bit big for the tractor. Somebody did a fix on the arm there for the steering. Tires are actually quite decent on the back. The fronts are okay, serviceable, but the back is fairly decent, 18,434. It's just got one outlet on the back. Drawbar is missing off of it. The rollers there, but the drawbar is missing off it. Fenders aren't the best, but they're there at least. I don't know if this is supposed to be a fixer-upper or a runner. This tire's awfully smiley. And yeah, I have to say that it's a fixer-upper, but I can't tell for sure. But it is what it is, so there you go. Here's the case 1030. It's in the dead row, I don't know why. I don't know if this is runnable or not, and sometimes they just run out of room in the yard, and it may be perfectly okay. Looks like it's sat for a while. Actually, no, the pulleys are shiny. This is probably a runner. Hard to see. This looks like 23 130 rears, and they're not even that bad. Oh, wish I could get this. This is for a W4 or 6. That's the drawbar top for that. I wish I could get that. I'm not taking it, that's for damn sure, but I'm not gonna buy the tractor for that. But those are actually hard to find for those tractors. It's actually nice and straight, this tractor. But as a runner, I don't know. Looks like it sat a long time, that's for sure, but it could be runnable. It might be, it'd be a good tractor for someone possibly who wants to put in the time. So there you go. Here's a Case IH 1594. It's all in pieces. I don't know what's with that, but it's all parts. It'd be considered parts. When you can call a parts tractor just parts. Here's an old John Deere shit spreader. This is in remarkably good condition. Even though it's wood, it's still in good shape. Like the floor is in good shape, and although there's a little bit rot back there, you'll still haul your turds and throw them out, I'm sure of that. Here's a New Holland stack liner 1033. Here's a mixer mill. Here's a couple New Holland balers. This is an old one. Here's one that's newer, A-liner 320. Here's a tiller. It's by a paint scheme. I think this looks case to me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a case tiller. Here's a chisel. They got the wheels right up on it. This is actually a 55 chisel is what it is. Got the wheels right up. You get subsoil with these, we don't. Our ground, you'd tear these right apart if you subsoiled with, if you ran them that deep. The bale stuker, I guess you can see. Here's a 45 Viber shank. Took the hitch off it for some reason. They cut the hitch off. I don't know why this dumbasses did that. Like, why'd you do something like that? That's a fresh cut. Like, why'd you do something like that? Unless a scrapper got a hold of it and they weren't supposed to. That's possible. Here's a 560M John Deere baler. BR, what is it, 790 or 7090? I don't know my new stuff well. Here's a nice IH10 drill. I'm going to go through this in better detail. Actually a fairly nice old drill. It's missing the wooden platform, you'd have to re-wood it, but it's got the fertilizer attachment on it. It's got it's got combined, like some of the scoops are gone, it's got combined, like they have these scoops on, they sometimes sometimes they have two tubes for and sometimes they combine them, and this one's combined. I think it's a pretty nice old drill for somebody. So there you go. Here's a night bale processor. Here's a little IH disc. This is W4 size. This looks like a case vibra shank. Here's a pickup header for a John Deere combine. Bale processor. Here's another New Holland stack liner, probably 1033. This looks like a feed processor of some kind. Here's a roller mill and McCoy Wren. Here's a wagon. Here's an auger with. Here's a beater for a shit spreader and a gang for a disc. Here's a real nice Wallinga grain vac. This is a real nice one. And here's another number 10 grain drill. This one's got the fertilizer and grass seed attachment on it. Here's a breaking plow. Here it looks like a case disc or something for a smaller tractor. Here's a grain auger of some description. I don't know what brand this one is. Here's a heavy disc of some sort of description. Needs some TLC, but it's a heavy disc. Well, dual loader. And here's a plow. I'm gonna have a look at this plow more closely. Looks like an Oliver plow to me. No, it's not. It's a case plow. Just the green and orange color scheme. I think it's a case plow. Here's a wagon undercarriage. There's a couple sets of them. Here's a John Deere 535 baler. Here's a John Deere corn planter. A few little things here. The scraper, brand new one. It doesn't look like this one's done any work. A Leon scraper. 565 Heston baler. And a box scraper. Here's a pretty substantial tiller. Pretty good sized one. This is John Deere. Something looks incomplete with it to me, but maybe not. So there you go. Here's a conveyor grain vac, a real nice one. It's something like ours. This one's in better shape. It's got all the hoses with it and stuff. It's a 5-inch vac like ours, but it's a real nice one. Here's a John Deere 6-bomb trailing plow. Here's a rock picker for rock picking good time, post pounder. Massey baler, Heston haybine. Looks like some kind of bale processor or something like that. Not sure what this is for sure. Here's an International 1150 mixer mill. PMI baler. Looks actually pretty decent. Here's an old John Deere swather with a Wisconsin engine. Here's a Bucyrus Erie cable scraper. Is it just me, or is it the same scraper that keeps coming to this sale? I think I've seen it here. This is the third time I've seen it here. I don't know if people hope to convert to hydraulic have, and then they decide to back off or what, but it is what it is. Needs a link on the front to pull it too, but I've pulled cable scrapers a lot, but it's always been Caterpillar. So there you go. It's a nice scraper for somebody anyways. Here's a New Holland mixer mill and Massey baler. Q&Nite. This is definitely a bale processor, something feed processor of some kind. And more a CP731. That's a big chisel. We use the CP725, which is the same series, but it's a little narrower. If we had better ground, we could pull this with the 43. In our ground, it's too much to ask out of it. This looks like a Morris cultivator too. No, it's not. It's something else. Oh, what it is. Another bale processor. Haybine. All kinds of stuff here. Here's a New Holland mixer mill. Westfield grain auger like ours. New Holland big bale wagon. Here's a roller mill and John Deere drills and all kinds of stuff here. Here's a set of duals that would fit that 1086, and they're decent tires too actually. They're Titans. Pretty decent. Here's a pair of front tires. This one's not great. It's an 1116. It looks like it's off a case. It's a 750/18. This is off a 560. The International 560, pretty much guaranteed that's an IH rim for one of those, I'm pretty sure of. These are IH front wheels. The 750/20s. This is W30 wheel is what it is. These are off a W30 with that hub. I'm pretty sure of that. Here's a vintage John Deere snowblower, 726. It doesn't look like it's done a lot actually. Here's some milk cans or cream cans. Here's an old electric washing machine, an early one. This is McLeod, so it's a Canadian, may not be Canadian built, but it's a Canadian brand. Here's a cock-shut grain grinder. Here's a musical instrument. I don't know that well, but I know enough to know that that's what that is. You might be able to help me with that. Somebody can. Here's a pretty substantial anvil right here. Here's a whole bunch of those batteries they use in the breakaways for the trailers. Here's a set of concaves. These are large wire concaves, but they're 2388 ones, not 1660, so be too big for the 1660. Here's a Viking number 2F fanning mill. It's got rollers, extra rollers with it. The rollers, you change them up for different crops, for different seeds. In nice shape. It's got the belt drive on it. It's got the hand crank with it. This is a nice fanning mill for somebody. Here's a set of parts for a popper. There's the head with it. There's gears for the oil pump, I think. Piston rings, pistons. John Deere fits 70, early 730, late 720, so there's the head and everything. There's lots of good parts here for a 2-cylinder lever. Here's some 616 tires on rims. These look like they're the same wheels that fit my 240 actually. That's what it takes in the 6-hole rim like that. And the LB engine, the 3 to 5, it's got the air cleaner on it. It's got the big pulley. They cracked it and welded it, but it's there. Oh, they actually put a ground on the magneto. Usually you just shut these off by shutting off the valve up front. It's a nice engine. It's a nice... They tape this up and the tape come off, but it's a nice engine. Sure, it's a runner. So there you go. Here's a lot of magnetos right here. The mainly 2-cylinder ones for John Deere, but there's also 4-cylinder ones. Here's a nice little lathe Modine. Real nice little lathe. Here's a Roll-O-Matic front end for row crop John Deere. Here's a whole bunch of steel wheels. Here's a wellhead, Ashland, Ohio, USA. I don't know what brand it is though, but that's where it was manufactured. Here's a grinder. The belt, a real nice endless belt with that must have been kept inside all the time. It's a cock shut. It's a nice outfit. Here's a set of steel wheels. These are international ones. They probably come off like a 1530 or something like that. More cream cans, more milk cans. Another washing machine, antique one. Well, the person I was talking about, who I dedicate this video to, is Aaron Olson. he made that auction site a real success. Like, yes, he had his dad's backing. Yes, he's got lots of money behind him, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're successful. I mean, it helps, but how many times do the kids lose everything Dad and Grandpa did? It happens more often than not. How long does it take someone who has won the lottery to blow it? Sometimes lottery winners, they end up getting just in the same position they were before they started. Just to get things successful requires a special person. And Aaron Olson is a renowned auctioneer. His Rimby site has been popular and very successful for years. However, the East Central site, Aaron not only took what he learned from his dad, but he took it to the next level. His sites were better organized. His auctions are better organized, I believe. They've always treated me well. They've taken extra care. I noticed, like, lot number stickers on restored tractors. They put those decals on batteries and or headlights and stuff at the East Central location. There's extra care taken there. And Aaron himself is loading stuff up. Sadly, he messed up big time. It has nothing to do with the auction, but he's gonna end up doing time for it, unfortunately. But my tribute has nothing to do with what Aaron Olson did wrong. It's all about what he did right. Now, Aaron and I are the same age. We went to school together until grade 6, and then I homeschooled after grade 6. But so I knew Aaron for a long time, and we were frenemies. We either got along good or got in fights and got suspended from school over it and stuff like that. But he has been really good to deal with. I really enjoy doing business with him. He's been a very strong supporter of my channel. And like I said, that East Central location was an overnight success. He really did a great job of that. Well, God bless you all. Catch you at the next one. Hope this video has earned a like and a subscription if you haven't subscribed already.